It's locked, all right. I cannot enter.
They're attacking me! Get away from me! Don't touch me with your disgusting hands! Help! Some damn strangers are attacking me! What happened? Who are you?
It's all right, sir. You're safe now.
A fellow Englishman. Thank you, sir. For a moment, I thought those bloody heathens had killed me.
What are you doing here? This place is not safe.
Yeah, it's a cesspool, but it's mine. I came to collect some overdue rent, but those who still live here have gone completely bonkers.
You're very lucky to be alive.
Yeah, filthy immigrants. Fucking savages, every one of them. And now with this bloody fever, they're just animals.
You can find safety of sorts in Whitechapel. If you're quick and cautious, you'll be able to avoid the savages. You had better return to Whitechapel without delay. It will be safer there.
Safety isn't really an issue in Whitechapel.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Such a pleasure to see you again.
Have you heard of someone blackmailing people in the hospital?
Pardon me, sir, but I have no idea.
Please show me what you have to sell.
Of course. It's just...
head! Filthy fucking beast! Put an end to you!
It's locked, all right. Good evening, Mr. Goswick.
I'm okay.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
Never could keep anything from her.
Time has lost its effect on me.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
I need blood, Doctor. Warm.
Have you heard?
I have no time.
I have made inquiries about the men who were tracking you, Miss Howcroft.
I did not expect a mortal to have this sort of courage. Speak, Doctor. Why are they hunting me down?
It was a misunderstanding. These hunters were in fact looking for a very different creature, but they mistakenly put their sights on you.
I knew it. I have become undone. Those hunters have discovered me, but they don't know what I'm capable of.
If you'll accept some advice from a petty mortal, I think you should assume a low profile and just quietly disappear into the shadows.
You are right. And you have served me well, mortal. Take this as a reward for your time. Perhaps I will allow you to drink deep of my blood. One day.
Thank you. I'll keep that proposition in mind. I'll leave you, Mistress of... You had better return to White...
Safety isn't...
You had better return to Whitechapel without delay. It will be safer there.
Safety isn't really an issue in Whitechapel, because you never are. Never have been. The old place is falling to pieces. But thank you for the advice, sir.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet Lady of Mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
So it seems our Dr. Swansea does indeed have a fascination for creatures of our constitution.
Dr. Swansea is a remarkable man. Dedicated, one might say, obstinate? He spent years compiling our bestiary.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover if you prefer, has been compromised.
Pardon my boldness, your ladyship, but I have questions concerning this condition we share.
As a newborn, your hunger for answers is rivaled only by your thirst for blood. But the questions need wait.
I'm a scientist. My trade is in the deciphering of mysteries, and I need information to feed my mind.
I will gladly answer every question you have, but first, prove yourself capable of resolving my predicament without eating the culprit.
Have any of the patients...
These poor souls have so little left to live for.
The world would be a better place if it were cared for by women like you.
You make me blush. I am simply a necessary evil.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
If we're dealing with an ordinary criminal, surely you've the means to deal with it yourself, if I may.
As immortal tradition doth dictate, all fangs and hypnotic eyes ablaze, the blood would run like a river. That's what I hope to avoid. Violence has a tendency to spiral out of control.
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the case, and I highly doubt it, a vampire would have asked for something more valuable than money. My suspicions lean toward a patient, or their family.
What are your expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
We both are afflicted with a thirst for blood, Lady Ashbury. That is our nature. By vocation, we also have reason to visit the hospital. Logic dictates.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save...
Do you need any medical help, Milton?
I'm fine, Doc.
Have you heard...
There are a lot of secrets round here.
What kind of...
I'm not in the gossip business, Dr. Reed. If you...
Goodbye, Milton.
They know we are overwhelmed by this horrifying epidemic.
Giant morgue disguised as a hospital. That's Pembroke nowadays.
Simpletons, these nurses. Bred with no respect. What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Please, calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a blanket.
You seem to know more about the goings-on here than anyone else. Beware, Miss Jones, in case suspicion should fall on you.
That's it. Blame the old and infirm. I see those little bitches' greedy little eyes. Just waiting for me to pop off they are.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round. Miss Jones, greet. Now...
Well...
If you could just tell me why you were admitted.
It's terrible, Doctor. What with a pain in my chest, coughing...
I see.
No one comes to visit, you know.
Have you noticed any...
It would be a great deal easier to make a...
Come now, Miss Jones. Surely...
Have you no eyes? This hospital
Everyone here is very capable.
Thieves and murderers, the lot.
I'll come and visit you. Miss Jones, I'll come and visit you. The patients and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them. Good evening.
Evening.
Have you...
If you want to know...
Goodbye for now, Mr. Elwood.
Disgust. On every street corner.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Pepper, are you sure you want to leave this hospital?
To become a nurse was a little girl's dream. But in the end, I don't feel that useful. I want more. I want to make things change.
You should be proud of what you've achieved. This hospital represents hope for many people in need of help.
Maybe you're right. But at the moment, I feel like we're just a cemetery waiting room.
What steps are you...
I don't know yet. My sister believes that...
If you feel that saving lives is not useful...
On the contrary, my faith has never been stronger.
And what about...
For Milton, any
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet...
No matter how you feel about her.
Who says I don't care for her? Hate is what keeps that old crone alive.
She could have been telling the truth about the
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough. Who cares if a nurse finds some happiness where she can?
What can you tell me about the strange man?
Let me guess.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins. I cannot enter.
I will not let you.
This hospital seems to be falling apart.
Good evening, sir.
But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good.
Do you know if any of
The people who work here...
Have you seen a strange...
I've never heard of some...
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
The life running in your veins. This dead flesh needs
Good evening.
Good evening.
Is there anything else?
I'm all right.
Have you?
No.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Sorry you ended up on my plate and cold medical bench, sir. I understand you must be very angry about this unfair situation. I managed to arrange to have you buried in the same mass grave as your wife. I hope that might help. I'm sorry you ended
It's locked, all right.
I understand you must be very...
It's locked, all right.
I managed to arrange to have you buried in the same mass grave as your wife. I hope that might help.
I'm sorry you ended up on my plain and cold medical bench, sir.
I understand you must be very angry about this unfair situation. I managed to arrange to have you buried in the same mass grave as your wife. I hope that might help. I understand you must be very angry about it.
You don't mind if I search your pockets, do you, sir? You won't need any of these anyway. I'm not stealing from you, mister. I'm only redistributing your belongings to people who need them more than you. You see, no one has claimed your body, sir, so it would be such a shame to bury you with your valuables. I will not forget you, sir, and I thank you for your generous donation. Good evening.
How dare you steal from the dead, Rakesh? Is that what your pawnbrokers is really about?
These people are dead, sir.
You may be right, but you'll go to jail if you're caught.
If ever I have to go to jail, I'm sure I'll find a way.
Do you need medical attention?
I'm feeling...
Goodbye, Mr. Chidam.
Falling apart. But in the circumstances, I think very shout.
How can I be sure I'll not find your unconscious body in the house again?
I promise you, you'll not find my unconscious body.
For God's sake, how can you say such a thing?
How can you refuse to listen? I tried to warn you for so long.
No, I won't let my only son die. You promised me you'll stay alive.
Your son lied to you, like the whole world lies to us.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick.
I'm okay.
Admit it, Mortimer. Your mother had you hospitalized here because you tried to kill yourself.
Yes, it's true.
All right, then. This is the first...
Call it what you want, Dr. Reed.
You can trust me. I won't report you to the authorities. My one and only concern is your health.
I guess I should thank you, then.
Can I help?
I wrote a letter for my mother. She was supposed to read it after my death. But...
I see. And is...
Yes. And I don't want anyone reading my last words. I mean, I'm still here. If you bring me back that letter, then perhaps we'll talk.
I have to go now.
Good evening, sir.
Have you found her?
Not yet, sir.
All right.
I have all the information I need.
Thank you, Doc.
See them fancy clothes?
This is no place for you, sir.
Stupid beast! No! You're mine! Pay for this!
sight.
Over there! There's one of them vermin! Watch out for that tree! He's dead! That's what you do with leeches.
In this letter, Mortimer Goswick does nothing to hide his desire to die. I could give it to his mother, but doing so would betray his trust. It's locked.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals. Or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
This must be Clay Cox's knife. A fine blade. No wonder he wants it back. This man has been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
believe I'm doing this. I have this thirst for blood. I can't believe I'm doing this. Are you injured, sir?
Help me get out of here. I need to get out.
I'm Dr. Reed.
Okay. Okay.
Mr. Thatcher, your friend?
Yes.
Good. Now leave this place. What sort of creature is this? Here's what's left of him. Not a lot to check, but I should anyway. Some voucher for a free checkup in Whitechapel. What is Nurse Crane up to? I really must find her. I have this thirst for blood.
Hey, Doc.
I have found a gift from your wife.
In that case, you'll be properly rewarded, Doc. Clay Cox is a man of his word.
I hope that won't make me an accomplice to your future.
Who knows what I might do?
Do you...
The wound.
What did he want?
I reached.
Only the strong...
I'm the toughest.
That man was determined.
What a surprise.
How is you...
This is just...
What?
That bar...
I see.
The nurses...
What's...
Come on.
But you're a...
What are you...
How long do you think you can escape the law, Clay?
I know this city like the back of my hand, Doc.
We can't escape the consequences of our...
I ain't afraid of death. I don't hide who I am. I live my life honestly, which is more than I could say for most folks.
And who are you, then?
I'm the leader of the Wet Boot Boys. One day I'll leave this shitty place and punch in the face all who thought I would not come back.
I'll leave you for now, Mr. Cox.
Still standing up.
It's safer here than anywhere else these days.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick.
I'm okay.
I have retrieved your letter, Mr. Goswick.
Thank you. This is for you.
I think you should talk to your mother.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
This hospital seems to be falling apart. But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt. Circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt.
I've read your letter, Mortimer. You wrote about an unbearable feeling of despair.
There's nothing more to say.
Despair is a deadly poison I've tasted myself, sir.
But in the circumstances...
We're only tempted to drink it because we're terrified by the uncertainty of the...
I know that perfectly, Doctor. For I waited for so long.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact...
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
Over there! There's one of them vermin! It's too fucking fast! Burn it, boys!
I can't believe I'm doing this.
There's more and more of these bloody leeches every night. Get them weapons ready! No! It's a leech! Kill it! That leech is full! We have to stop it!
I cannot enter. Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
Stop it now, Albert! Stop it!
Are you all right?
The bastard at the wall.
If you've been hurt...
Name's Albert.
Do you know...
Never heard of her.
What happened?
Hey!
Medication and drugs are a rare...
Sod off, mister.
It's true. I'm not familiar with this part of town. Perhaps you could help me.
I said sod off.
I found the recruiter you were expecting.
I knew it! I told you I was tougher.
Free? You may soon...
You're all fancy words. No...
Goodbye, young...
I won't end up another drunk arsehole littering the streets. Not me.
Someday you'll understand. You've wasted your life. What?
What? I'm Dr...
No.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy?
Funny, I've been searching for her.
Really?
Word is she ain't real.
What can...
Nothing to say.
You don't have anyone...
Not since the death of my wife.
You mean you used...
Yeah, I had a wife.
Perhaps...
I'm sick, broke.
Whatever the boy...
I swear I didn't want to hit him.
What is it, Benjamin? It what...
The doctors called me in luck.
Yes. Sounds like shell shock. I've seen a few cases like yours. This is nothing you should be ashamed of, Benjamin. And it's perfectly natural in your situation.
I'm not ashamed. I just need my pills. Peace and
A gun, alcohol,
Another drunk arsehole littering the street. Not me. Me? I'll not die in some piss-stinking alley reeking worse than a week-old lappy.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Actually...
Then you have come to the...
Oh.
Ah, my brother has...
Do you know Nurse...
I don't like to talk about...
Competition?
Never met her.
Tell me,
The region itself is something to...
is there anyone...
Cadogan Bates, without a doubt. The bloody bastard.
What do you think?
Most of them are afraid or desperate.
I'd like to see what...
Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house.
Your father is worried.
So my father actually worries about me, then? Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So?
I'm not bothered.
Do you know no?
Yes, I know her.
How do you feel?
I'm fine.
Speaking of which, what can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes...
Forgive my blunt...
Why should I?
I'm sure your father did his best when...
That's exactly what my father says.
If life here is so terrible for you, why do...
I don't go outside.
So that's why you stay at home all day?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Even my dreams are so glue. Is there only pain and suffering?
It's locked. Excuse me, sir. I have a...
Another journalist?
I'm not a
A
journalist.
doctor, you sir.
Really?
I'm Joe Peterson's son.
Have you heard of...
Dorothy Crane.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her...
According to you...
Not familiar with this neighborhood.
This part of town does have...
Totally. Look at me, for instance.
May I ask?
I'll do whatever I want.
Can I offer you my...
The name is Colossus Joe.
Harry doesn't...
I've always put my son's interests above everything.
You really love your son, don't you?
He's my pride and joy. Even if he hates me for the choices I make and pushes me buttons more than he should.
Since the criminal nature of your job means you could...
No one will ever take my son away from me.
Do you have any...
Only one.
Why do you keep on working?
It's true, I hate this job. And I know I made some bad choices, but I'm a wet boot boy now. People won't forget it.
You could leave tomorrow. Start another...
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. We are poor. My son's weak. And there's no one...
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Welcome, sir. Please, take a browse.
I am
Doctor?
Have you had...
Nurse Crane. Son of a bitch.
So she's trying to help.
Dorothy Crane.
That doesn't explain.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical...
How is
business?
I see.
It's no secret.
As a merc...
What you mean, beside?
Violence, is it?
Yeah.
Where did this happen?
In the closed workshops.
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell.
Right then.
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid. Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
You...
How did you become the...
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it...
A job?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the dock.
Most people don't become thugs when unemployed. This is a choice you made.
I don't care what you think.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your bio.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here?
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
Don't be...
I'm not looking for what you're selling.
All right, then.
Do you know... No
I don't know.
You seem...
Dorothea helps...
Christina, have you been...
I don't like doctor.
Considering your line of...
If it is going to happen...
You can...
And you think that would...
Tell me about yourself.
Are you joking with me?
I have no interest in your...
Short story. The...
I'm sure you could have found another job.
And when exactly was the last time you looked for a job? Or worried about the rent, or what?
Do you need any assistance, Miss Popper?
It depends on the price of...
I will see you later. Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can. Forgive my...
Do not apologize.
I am Dr...
A scientist.
Do you know
I don't like the liberal...
So, you're not exactly a fan of Florence...
Nuns should be the only women alive.
Why do you hate Nurse Crane more?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in her country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
What do you mean when you say that I am more lost?
All scientists are entangled in a...
Quite a judgmental opinion, if you ask me.
Well, you are seeking answers, aren't you?
I am. But the answers are... What do you mean when...
All...
Quite a...
Well, you...
Well...
As a doc...
What do you mean?
The beast is finally...
Really? And what would be your...
We must fight the disease before this legion outnumbers us. But not with scalpels and microscopes. No.
What is left, then?
Cleansing.
Tell me, Tobias.
God will recognize his own. More than once this city has risen from the ashes, hardened and purified.
Science and progress are our only hope against the monstrosity hidden behind this epidemic.
See, Doctor? Now you acknowledge the presence of evil.
What do you mean?
Or
quite... Well,
as
what...
the big...
Really?
We must...
What is left? Tell me.
God will...
Science?
See...
Have you any...
No.
Where did you...
I sent Samuel.
You sent him on...
As a troop.
I have heard enough for tonight. This could be the box Lewis thought he lost. A love letter from Joe Peterson's wife, addressed to... Barrett Lewis. Who should I give it to, I wonder?
Joe, please, I don't have your money.
Come on.
Fancy buck.
You never... I found this...
Let's have a look.
I suppose...
Luck is a commodity round here.
About this package. It's not just...
I want to be rude or anything.
What do you know of Harry Peterson? The boy seems so fragile. Not like his father at all.
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most of his time complaining. He's had it tough, all right, but...
What troubles him, Edward?
Despite being his father's son, almost everything, I think.
Joe Peterson. He's the villain here.
I've known Joe for years.
What can you tell me of...
Colossus Joe was a...
Without making excuse...
We've all had some rough times, ain't we?
And no one...
Nobody would...
Barrett.
Yeah, I did. She's the only woman I loved. My first regret is that she stayed with Joe after Harry was born. The second is I never shed a tear when she died.
Do you mean?
No one will ever know for sure.
Did you ever try?
Never.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
You...
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson. Good evening, Harry.
Sure. Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
So?
I'm not bothered.
Would it eat?
Can't say.
Why is that?
Sometimes I...
Your father...
I was young then.
But you are not responsible.
Am I not? Dad always says that he joined that gang for my...
Have you tried speaking?
I don't go out often, but yes. And he scolded me and told me to leave him alone. I guess my father...
Do you remember?
Not really. I was...
How was he toward...
He was nice, I guess. He never forgot my birthday.
Why are you...
Because it hurts to remember a time when my father used to...
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
They must be too busy to answer.
So you only hurt people because you care about me? Is that it?
Don't be such a brat. I'll do what I must to provide us with food and medicine, that's all.
Mum would never have let you bully an old friend like Mr. Lewis. Shame on you.
Harry, I'm your father and I love you. But don't you ever speak to me like that again.
What? You're gonna beat me too?
Jesus. Give me patience.
Good evening, sir.
There is no...
I'm afraid...
Really?
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
A strange man was at the door with a pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nithercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Cheap price, good quality. On, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Malevolence and trickery. You are blinded by your false faith, imprisoned by your daily routine, unable to see the true horror around you. Soon the time will come when you will all be judged for your sins. Even now.
It's locked, all right. Good evening, Harry. May I come in?
Sure. Sure. Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So,
I'm not bothered.
do you need any...
Yes, I do.
You'll feel better with this. But you need to get a grip, young man. Medication alone won't cure melancholia.
I'm not sure I'm happy with the idea of living long in a world like this. But I thank you for your concern, sir.
You and your...
No, never.
What is going on?
It's his job.
Goodbye, young man.
Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
Excuse me,
Sorry.
Dr. Reed.
What is a...
He goes where...
So you...
Whitechapel is...
That's quite honorable of you.
Not at all, sir. And that's why...
Why are the newspapers keeping silent?
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news.
I served in France. Our top priority must be to put an end to this butchery. This war must stop now.
Sir, streets are a battle.
Have you...
I've had to...
I'm convinced there is...
Really?
Christina Popper claims she sold...
Of course I do.
Do you think things...
I believe the situation can only...
I heard you're
Not much, I'm afraid. They are...
I'm a doctor, Mr. Darby. I care.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the
Without a doubt, you are a damn
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious.
He has no...
No. Except for...
Where can I find this Mr...
He spends most of his time lurking around.
He never...
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did.
Really?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
Goodbye, Mr. Good evening, Chris.
Change you.
Clayton Darby claims he will expose the crisis in Whitechapel to all of London.
I believe Clayton's courage will erode with time.
Are you talking...
I've seen your type come here to get a...
Why this...
How can you...
Do you need any assistance? I am shocked that you would think I am that sort of man.
Forgive my suspicion. I'm so used to liars with good manners. Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, miss. Take care of yourself as best you can.
Swamp cordial can be the answer to all your problems.
How are you, boy?
I'm not...
Do you need us?
Please.
There you go. Let's hope...
Very funny.
Goodbye, young man.
I won't end up another
another drunk arsehole littering the
Bloody hell,
streets.
boy.
Not me.
This elixir will give you faith again.
Good evening, Doctor.
Do you need a...
That would be not...
If you...
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Around you.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I know what you're thinking. I know you want... Very well. Goodbye, then. Hello again. Melia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have... Very well. The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter. Hello again. Very well. Goodbye then. It's locked.
silent flower of white.
Good evening, sir.
Please be my guest. I may not be the...
Really?
I'm a poet, sir.
Are you aware that...
But this is where I must be to...
I understand you're...
I don't care. I don't have...
If some misfortune came...
Well, you first.
Do you need medical...
It may be...
I understand your appetite for words. And
the nutrition of my mind is more important than my physical health. But...
Do you need medical...
Do you have a pill for...
Did you know the mute...
No, I didn't.
Are you not?
That girl had...
I fear you are a...
Guilty as charged.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott.
The place is not beautiful per se, but... how to explain...
Do you not think...
On the contrary...
What can you tell...
Not much. And that's the beauty of it.
Perhaps you're just afraid.
One day, perhaps.
And have you ever tried to learn more about her?
Maybe I prefer she remain...
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gas...
If you say so.
Such vibrant and...
Vivid, of course, yes.
Oh yes, the poignant distress.
Are you aware that...
But this is where I must be to feel the
May I ask?
Not at all.
But are you not a...
Oh, why should I?
If you say so.
Thank you, Doctor.
What are your thoughts on...
Terrible, you say? No.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu?
My mother loved poetry. Perhaps your word...
Most people fail to...
May I ask you a few questions?
Extraordinary part of town.
I'm looking for Dorothy...
Dorothy Crane. Oh.
What can you tell me?
Darius Petrescu. Yes, I know him.
Not interested in...
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight...
I'll leave you alone, sir. Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Morbidity can breathe its own beauty and grace. Whitechapel is not just zeal.
Hello. Tell me about Richard Nethercott. Very well.
Malevolence and trickery.
Please, I don't have your money. Come on, Barrett, you know the game. You pay for peace of mind.
Good evening, Harry. May I come?
Sure. Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So,
I'm not bothered.
Do you need any medical help, young man?
I'm feeling okay, I guess.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
Joe, please, I don't have your money.
Good evening, sir.
You're here for...
I'm not here...
The doctor?
Do you require...
Not me.
I'm looking...
Dorothy?
Has she
No.
I'm looking for Dorothy. I want to know everything.
Well, rent maybe...
I don't believe even you deserve such a cruel fate, though you have tested my patience beyond its limit.
Glad to hear. Nice to...
You seem...
Not much.
You'd better not... What...
That's simple.
Mr. Bates.
I understand.
I've no interest in money.
So it's a no, then?
It's unusual. That's an unusual...
I don't see why...
Tell me,
People are...
what do you...
People are act...
What is your bid?
I offer fair lodgings for a modest...
I see.
Well, deals...
In other words...
Begging your pardon.
Since I took an...
Well...
Infecting you is probably the last thing on these people's minds.
What? You give me this for free?
Goodbye, Mr. Bates. Mr. Petrescu, just...
You again.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor.
I'm nothing like...
Yes, you are.
I have to admit your words have...
If you... We've not been formally...
I am Darius
So Dorothy...
Like myself?
She seems important.
More than...
Tell me everything you know.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor.
Who is she, really?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name.
You say she has no clue.
Well, there's that awful...
Are you not worried?
She is as brave as she...
Are you in love?
Don't be stupid. If I had met...
Tell me...
I do not...
I know you fought.
I know my...
But Romania...
But it's not that...
How did you meet Nurse?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against...
Really? Then...
Do you have...
Who knows?
Don't be embarrassed.
It's quite awkward to talk about.
This war won't...
No. I have to...
Do you need some...
I am very tired.
Well, I think you do. Take...
Free drugs from an English doctor.
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu. What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Raz Van Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Aspirin and salicin, you say? Why not some warm milk and a kiss on the cheek? Where are the quinine salts?
Tried buying, borrowing, even stealing. There's none to be found, Doctor.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
It's too dangerous to operate with these convulsions. Sedative, nurse. Do we have any anesthetics?
I'm sorry, Doctor. None at all.
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Don't question me, nurse. I need a drain. Now.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
A dose of epinephrine, now.
Yes, Doctor. We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could? Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
I doubt you're here to test my bedside manners.
It's locked.
To what do I owe this courtesy? This is an unfitting place for the illustrious Dr. Reed. You shouldn't be here. Razvan was getting better with the treatment. I don't understand. I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing...
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Listen very carefully, Dorothy. You will erase from your memory everything you pretend to know about Lady Ashbury and Pembroke Hospital.
Let that rich bitch off the hook over my dead
Nurse
body.
Crane, enough. Listen as if your life depended on every word. I know you've a generous heart who gives freely to those in need, but you shall walk away from the shadier streets of your business.
I will never abandon...
Dorothy, the discussion has come to a close. Your clandestine activities in the Resistance are over. Let it go.
I'll let it go. Yes. All gone.
Everyone stinks already.
Elite! See that This one's a top! Christ, it's dead! Oi! You listening? Mine! Steady, boy! No!
Hello, Mr. Petrescu.
Hello. Yes?
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
I don't have your money.
You?
Why?
Harrying up.
Why not?
How dare you?
I mean, no.
No matter where.
Goodbye, Mr. P.
Good evening.
Goodbye, Mr. Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Kill it, boy! Cross the leash, boys! Cross the leash, boys!
Sometimes you act like a real jerk, you know that?
Come on, Ozzy, don't be like that.
What, like what? Like someone who felt betrayed by the man he loves? Did you ever even try to find me? Rescue me?
No, it's not like that. I wanted to. I was so afraid to leave the hospital, not to be seen with you.
We survived this shit together. That's all that matters. I know you did your best. Fuck the wall, right? And fuck them all.
Fuck the wall. Fuck them all.
I cannot enter.
I am not responsible for everything bad that has happened.
Hello.
Yes.
Mr.
No. No.
What? What?
Newton.
Tell me.
Oswald, I don't trust
your fear.
I've seen enough.
Do you
know
an erratic?
Well, Doctor.
When I rescued you, you expressed joy.
Jeez, you're good, Doc.
Go on, please.
Newton and I...
Oswald, tell me about...
It was more than dark.
What you endured was...
It did not.
Shameful thought.
At some point, I don't...
Say it, Mr.
I thought about what I could do to survive.
Tell me about...
I love him. I'm not ashamed to say it.
I admire your...
Courage is what...
Have you always...
All I know is...
Why?
I'm not...
Do you need...
Don't get me wrong.
I will see you later. Goodbye, Mr. Thatcher. Hello again, Mr.
I'm eternal.
You are...
I'm not giving...
Perhaps.
Could you speak...
Why do you... It's complicated. Can you...
Rats...
What?
War...
Yeah. Did you know?
No.
You...
Yeah.
How?
Luckily for...
Oswald...
It wasn't the first...
What caused...
It happened...
Go on.
It started...
I see.
No, you don't.
How did... What frightens...
Of people find...
I won't say...
I fought for my...
Goodbye, Mr. Blythe.
Easy does it, boys! We have to stop it! What's up with that thing? I hate leeches. I'll send you human! Kill it! Christ! He's dead! It ain't human! Kill it!
Opium is one of the main ingredients of Strickland's medication. Never a good move.
I'm quite busy.
Thank you for your... Good evening.
And good evening.
Tell me, Thoreau.
He refuses to admit that you're...
What Dr. Ackroyd really...
It's a false conceit.
I located the shop, but it was vandalized, and the owner is missing. All I found was your order.
I was afraid of such bad news. People are so desperate they're ready to burgle a shop for drugs.
That's quite a list you ordered. Opium, sodium hypochlorite. It can't be just headaches you're trying to cure.
This dreadful influenza, of course. I already ran some tests on hopeless cases. Without...
Do you realize you could create a... lethal poison without the correct dosage?
Is this not true of any medical substance, Dr. Reed? However, if you would agree to improve...
As long as you promise to be scrupulous.
That's all I'm asking.
I wanted...
I know I may sound
self-confident,
but you never doubt...
Don't you think we have enough work already?
Chasing shadows, really? It's funny those words.
Goodbye, Doctor. I can't let Strickland put his patients at risk with opium. Perhaps an adjusted formula will deliver more of a placebo effect.
What a blundering idiot.
This hospital seems to be falling apart. But in the circumstances...
Strickland's project could be dangerous. I have a mind to report him to Dr. Ackroyd.
I'm quite...
I know that you're a busy man, but...
The great Dr. Reed...
Dr. Strickland devised an experimental drug.
You know what I think of fringe...
That's exactly why I want you.
I see. Put it in my cap.
I'll do that.
Thank you for your truck.
Do you think, Dr...
His wish to cure the sick is...
You consider...
Strickland...
Thank you for your time.
not now.
It's locked, all right. It's locked, all right. It's locked. Now that Dr. Ackroyd has been warned, he should make good use of this formula. It's locked, all right.
I'm quite...
How can we be sure?
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Good evening. And good evening. Did you know Dr. Ackroyd? Really? Perhaps he thinks...
See how conduct...
Goodbye, Doctor.
My sweet girl.
Good evening. Goodbye for now.
You always knew the words to calm the children, Ellen. As for me, what a blundering idiot.
Good evening.
I've read...
He was at death's door when he was brought.
He's not...
Take care of...
Read
he threatened
to punish you.
I've known for
more,
as you said.
Why?
I think.
What do you?
Mortimer.
You're.
Are you not?
I understand you fear the legal consequences, Mrs. Goswell.
All my.
Do you realize?
I think about.
Your determination.
How dare you?
I'm only trying.
No.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswell.
Like a book.
I would ask you to avert your eyes, sir. Or did you not?
I knew it.
Speak up, Dr. Reed. I like him.
You killed him.
Spare me your sarcasm, Jonathan.
So in the end, the accused...
The situation is somewhat awkward, nonetheless.
Anyway, I have concluded my...
I see. Please
The case is closed, your ladyship.
So who was it?
My lady. The blackmailer was dealt...
Thank you, Jonathan. That is exactly...
Thank you, my lady.
If you have an inclination to learn more about...
I don't understand.
That is a question only the one who made you can answer. It's not normal practice. I doubt even if you find him, he will answer you, considering how cruelly he treated you.
I'd like to avoid creating another vampire by mistake anyway. Tell me, how is it done?
The process is dangerous. It could even kill your potential progeny. If you did decide to sire an offspring, they must drink of your blood, Jonathan.
So me being a vampire?
I very much doubt it, Jonathan. Contrary to the legends, it is not as simple to make another vampire by just...
I've been hearing a voice talking in my head. Is this some kind of insanity? It feels like the voice of the vampire that created me.
Hush. Tell no one this. It would be unwise to talk of such things amongst British immortals. Speak no more of your maker.
Excuse my forwardness, but...
Me? Goodness, no. Only a foolish immortal would create a progeny without taking precaution, and I'm no fool.
How could this cause...
Only the powerful immortals can mentally call to their progeny. No vampire or hunter will sleep easy, knowing that an unidentified elder is stalking the streets of London.
A vampire? Is that what I am? What we are?
Such a crude word, defined by penny dreadfuls and drunken hacks. No. You are now an Ekon, and that you shall remain.
So we are Ekons. How can I identify us amongst other vampires?
How to put it? All Ekon are vampires, but all vampires are not Ekon. We are but a branch of the immortal tree.
Are you an Ekon too?
Yes, I am. We are the closest thing to what man refers to as vampires. Forget what you think you know about us.
Why did you save me?
I could hardly stand by and watch such a promising young blood as yourself be torn to shreds by some gutter scum.
William Bishop?
No, Jonathan. Whatever their strength and demeanor, Skalls are the progeny of careless vampires. It cannot be the other way round.
What type?
Not a true vampire. The deformed offspring of...
Why does Dr. Swansea...
Dr. Swansea is a good and compassionate man. He is trying to find his...
What do you know about...
The Brotherhood is well known amongst London Vampire Society. As long as our kind is discreet, and as long as they do not interfere...
And no one's...
As you well know, suspicion has recently fallen on...
I know this is beyond the pale, but may I inquire your age?
Really? And I thought you were gentlemen. If you must know, I'm 27. I've been 27 for a long time now, and 27 I shall remain.
Very well, but I believe...
A lady has to have...
And who bestowed it?
My maker. He left this isle a long time ago.
When I awoke, changed.
Though I can't be certain. More than likely, it was the once
glorious.
They have seen better days, but all fanatic...
You make them sound...
More a society. And like all the best ones, a secret.
I've been away from London and England for 3 years.
Things have gone from bad to worse here, Jonathan. I've lived in this city for a long time, and I've never...
The Spanish flu has...
Yes, but it's not just that. I've heard things. Things I've not heard for a very, very long time. There are whispers in the shadow.
What is it?
Fear has long since flown this form.
Are there many vampires?
Immortals are of a rare breed, and we often tend to hide. But you may occasionally meet some of us at night.
Do you know any of them? Have you an idea?
You mean your maker? No, Jonathan, I have no clue. But I fear he or she is as careless as cruel. To let you discover your new condition by yourself.
What do you mean?
Every now and then, you may discover an immortal in the deep of the night. But we are a rare and reclusive breed. Our progeny is almost never accidental.
Will they all be as affable as you, my lady?
I do not see why not. But remember...
That sounds like a lesson from
Vampire politics are as intricate and sometimes tedious as a game of chess in a gentleman's club. I've learned from experience that...
I bid you farewell. For now, my lady. I must quickly analyze the blood I took from Nurse Crane's patient.
Pembroke is so lucky to have Dr. Reed, you know. I met him in New York once.
If only there were more of us, with less resignation.